Interact with any supposed expert or text on ninjutsu, and you are bound to come across the Kaginawa, or grappling hook and rope, at some point. This tool, long standing now as an icon of the classical shinobi In-Nin arts, has more uses than climbing over walls though. I have personally used it to rig up ashikarami trip lines for deadfalls. I've used it to hook onto debris partially interred beneath riverbeds to hide underwater. I've used it as a cooking aid by suspending a boiling pot over fire with it. And wouldn't you know that the grappling hook and rope can also be used to set up a quick escape zipline. So far on this channel, I have presented a couple of rope skills that are historically associated with the skill sets of shinobi, namely the single line rope bridge for crossing over gaps and water, and how rope could be used to set up some basic traps that are mentioned in ninjutsu manuals. But I've yet to provide an overview of rope as it pertains to the art of ninjutsu in general, so consider this the overview. First, we will remind ourselves of the In-Nin, that is, hidden infiltration functions of a ninja. Shinobi needed climbing skills to get up over walls and trees, between rooftops and onto castle ramparts in a way that kept them out of sight of sentries. A shinobi could climb obstacles without equipment, of course, but rope certainly made the job easier for getting up and over to high places and hoisting up one's tools. The majority of ninja climbing tools consist of ladders made of bamboo and rope, and metal kunai. Reading into this deeply, we find that shinobi needed to know a bit about knot work and have the creativity that is conducive to constructing tools that will help them with their ascent and descent. Also, we can infer that a shinobi could not be afraid of heights. They also needed to know how to make their own rope and be familiar with its applications in the field. Now, climbing with a Kaginawa is pretty straightforward, but what about crossing over gaps between rooftops, as is explicitly listed as a skill in the Iga and Koka Traditions of the spider? And what about descending from high places? To understand how to perform these skills, we must understand our tools. We know that the grappling hook in essence is just an anchor. Hook it to something solid and pull on the rope, and we have effectively extended our reach. Throw it vertically, and we have a climbing tool. Throw it laterally, and we have a weapon and a line to cross over spaces. Throw it at an angle, and we can construct a rapid descent zipline, all dependent, of course, on whether our hook digs in deep to its target. As the shinobi traditions of the spider go, spiders spin web to move in all directions and to achieve their objectives of survival. And so shinobi must be able to use rope to move in all directions, wrap up their supplies, and ensnare opponents. As an adjunct to the classical skills of ascending with rope, in my opinion, ninjutsu students should also learn various means of descending on a line, what we call abseiling or rappelling. I think everyone should at least know how to tie a Swiss seat and be able to rappel with or without a harness. This concludes my overview.